Blast me to Bermuda! It's time for the Mad Merlin's review of Scale Model Scenery various TT kits. Hi guys, Merlin here, bringing you another TT video. So today we're going to be taking a look at a few of the kits done by Scalemodelscenery.co.uk. So if you remember the review of the latest issue of the Hornby TT Club, you would have seen in that they showed how to put together the Workers Cottage by Scalemodelscenery. Inspired by that, I decided to take a look at what else they had to offer, and I picked up quite a few little things. So I did pick up the Workers Cottage. I think it fit quite nicely with my planned layout. So I have that here. Very nice looking little kit. I also have a set of 5-bar gates. You get 3 in that kit. Pretty nice. Got a set of parish/village notice boards. Some will go on station buildings, some will go on my village scene. And I've also got a set of the 4-foot trackside fencing. So yeah, they look quite nice. They'll go around the track, around the buildings, all sorts. But yeah, really cool kit. You get bits to make stiles, you get the extra thickness for the support rails, you even get a couple of sets of signs plus a bit of wire to make some footpath signs, which is pretty cool. Nice little kit. We'll have a look at all of these, of course, in due time. There will also be a link in the video description for the website scalemodelscenery.co.uk for you to take a look. The TT range hasn't got a lot. I've pretty much got what I can see the best of their current TT range, but I believe they are planning to move over more stuff from their 00 and N range into the TT range in the near future, so I'll hopefully keep an eye on things and then maybe more for you to look at. I am also planning on picking up the Pico TT Country Station. It's the last thing I need to buy out of the Pico range platforms. I might probably scratch build those myself, but otherwise I'm going to be using a lot of the laser cut kits. They look really good. And yeah, these ones actually come with printed facial detailing, so you can easily cover up all the joins and stuff. No need to use filler like they had to use on the build guide for the Pico Country Station. But it does kind of limit you. You don't get, you could, I suppose, use really thin paints to glaze over and then still see all the detail underneath, but it does limit you on your color palette. I suppose if you wanted to paint it yourself, give it a little bit of extra detail, you could forego the paper coverings and paint it up yourself. But anyway, let's take a look at these kits. But before we get over to the table, don't forget to, of course, like this video if you are enjoying the content, and if you are, please do consider subscribing for future content. I'd like to thank anybody who is signed up to the Patreon. If you aren't, please do consider signing up to the Patreon. From as little as about £3 to £5, you can support the TT tiers. There, you'll help me buy track, rolling stock, and even locomotives at the higher tiers. So yeah, all the links for that will be in the description, in the video box below. So without further ado, let's jump over to the table and take a look at these wonderful little kits. So here we are then, we've got our kits. So we have Scalemodelscenery.co.uk, set number LX239 TT Parish Village Notice Boards. So you get 2 small, 2 medium and 2 large notice boards in that. We also have LX001, the 120 5-bar gates. So we get enough to make 3 5-bar gates there. Look really nice. We also have LX006 120 4-foot post and rails. So it builds a 92 centimeter length of fencing. So yeah, that gives you a good meter's worth of fence to fill out your layout. Yeah, it looks really good. A couple of left in bits of wood there from the cutting process. Nothing too much to worry about. Easily use that as extra bits to make styles, etc. And finally, we have KX074, the 120 Workers Cottages. And yeah, these are the ones that were featured in the latest issue of the Hornby Club magazine. And they look fantastic little kit. We got the out buildings there, the rear entrance, the wall for the rear entrance, front and back, plus your sides and the middle section there. We have frames for the doors and windows. We got the tiles on a paper sheet there, and we've got the actual buildings detail on there as well. So we will take a look at this inside. So we'll start with the smaller kits, I think, and we'll finish on this one here. Let's start then with the parish/village notice boards here. So they are in just gum sealed envelopes, so peel them open and we can pull out. So we get the actual kit itself, back and the front there, and then we got the assembly instructions on how to put them together. So you use the large back, the top bar there, the back frame, we put in the printed notice board sections. So we got 2 identical for each of the small, medium and large notice boards, and then we put the outer frame over the top, finishing it off. You can, if you wanted to, use the outer packaging to make glazing, just to add a little bit more extra detail, make it look like it's glassed windows. But yeah, it looks pretty good. Parish notices printed on the larger ones there. That's pretty cool. And yeah, you could easily use these for station notice boards, church notice boards, like ideally for the parish ones here, the parish notices on, and your local village notice boards as well. So yeah, these look fantastic. Going to be very fiddly and delicate kits, but just go careful. Use your hobby knife. Gently make sure the blade is nice and sharp to help cut out everything. But yeah, they look like they all go together quite nicely, and I'm looking forward to putting these together. Next then, we'll take a look at the 5-bar gates. These are fairly simple kits. I'm guessing they will work nicely with your trackside fencing as well. So open them up, and pretty much the same sort of contents. We've got our instruction sheet and the gate itself. So we see where we want to apply our glue here, done in orange, which is quite handy. So yeah, you want to make your actual support posts here. So glue down one side, put your hook hinge pieces on as well, and then your top piece goes on top of that. So yeah, that's pretty cool. And yeah, even got a few painting ideas here if you want to add a little bit of extra detail. So yeah, a little bit of a dark brown wash will give a nice sort of varnished finish, or you could even colour each gate to be like connected to a different particular farm or something. That'd be quite nice as well. So yeah, we've got all these extra posts, so you'll need to make 1 shutting post, 1 supporting post, and then of course your actual gates there. So yeah, that looks really cool, and yeah, can't wait to put these together. They'll look quite nice alongside the fencing, which we'll take a look at next. And our third kit is the 4-foot post and rails. So we've got a few extra components in here, namely the piece of wire to help make our posts for public footpath signs. So yeah, you could use this if you want. If you want a little bit of a thicker post, getting some paper clips and straightening them out might be another way of doing it. But I think this works perfectly fine for the scale. And then we have our actual kit there. Looks pretty cool. There's the underside where we can see it's all been a little bit overheated with the laser there, burnt a bit, but yeah, look fantastic. I'll easily punch those out. And yeah, so tools required again, so craft knife, glue, cutting mat, and paints if you want to add extra color to them. How to attach your fence. So you glue one post behind, one post in front, and that gives you your support posts for each of your sections of the fence. How to make your stiles. So you glue 2 of these small rectangles together to make the supports, and then you glue them to the top piece, which is the stepping plate. And then to make our footpaths signs, so we just glue 3 together to make a larger actual footpath. And we even have very tiny there cut out signs with footpath printed on there. So you'll cut out 1 in each direction, glue on either side of the signage. Yeah, pretty cool. And then yeah, painting tips again, pretty good, pretty standard. So yeah, dark browns, blacks, greens, and even greys can be used. Yeah, that looks really good. I love these kits, they're quite nice. So let's take a look then at the final one, which is those worker cottages. So finally we got the Dillington worker cottages, and a little bit more of a in-depth kit, as we have the wraparound sections as well for the detailing. So just open these all up and pull it out. So we got the actual body for the cottages itself. So we got the central piece, as I mentioned earlier. The 2 ends, we got the back entrance section there. And we got our front and rear walls, plus we've got chimneys there, which look all pretty fantastic. We got our sets of slate, which again are laser cut, and they are done in alternating bits. So you can, if you wanted to, add extra detail by cutting them out and maybe making variations, but they can easily just glue over the top of your roof section. And yeah, that looks pretty cool. We even have central slates going over the top of the roof there as well. So really nicely done. And then finally we have the thinner elements. So these are the frames. You got your roof supports there, your actual roof for the slates to go on, bits to build up the chimney edges, doors, your windows. All in all, looks rather fantastic. So let's take a look then at our, well, first off, we've got the exterior wraparounds. So we've got our side walls, we've got the rear and the front wall, we've got our porches, and then we have the chimney pots, which we just need to roll up, and then they glue down as they are. So yeah, really nicely done. Nice whitewash sort of walling. We have our areas to cut out for the doors and the windows there, which look really good. Yeah. And then we have our instructions, so probably the most detailed of our kits. So yeah, start by gluing the front to the middle section, then glue on our first end before gluing on our rear wall and then our final end. Glue on the porch sections there, and then we can start we have putting on the rear porch wall there as well to finish off over there. Then we start doing our wraparound, so we want to start with the front, so we can close it around and seal it. Using a sharp knife, cut out the window sections, and using a flat tool, we can push them into position and glue them around. Do the same for the rear, and then you want to do your porch walls. So we do the doorways first, and then we finish off by capping off the ends with the porch wall and our two sides. Then we want to start working on the actual glazing panels, so you'll need to get some clear cellophane, which you can get via packaging them using the cellophane packaging, cut it to size and glue them over. I have plenty of bits of thick clear plastic from my trading card collection days, so I can easily use that if I wanted to, give it a bit more rigidity. Yeah, then we install the glazing panels, glue down the roof installation there, glue our chimney stacks together, start building up, wrapping around with the chimney details, gluing in the front glazing, adding your window sills, and then the window frames are perfectly lining up there. Then we add our doorways with door frames. Press the completed back doors into place, adding in the door steps, fitting the roof of the rear porch, and applying our slate, and then doing the same for the top, so putting our roof on and then layering up the slates. And how to make a chimney pot, so using a length of wire or paper clips, we wrap each one around, gluing it into place, and then sticking it down on top of the actual chimneys, and there we have it. We have a map on the back just to help inform you of the different components when they will come up in the stages. So very handy, nicely thought out, and yeah. So that's that. That is really good. Right. What I'll do, I'll bring everything back in. I'll talk about prices, my thoughts on these, and what I'm going to be doing with them in future videos. So there we have it, 4 fantastic little kits from Scalemodelscenery.co.uk. And so let's start with what I thought about these kits. I thought they are really well done. Laser cutting is nice and clear, not too much in the way of burn marks, with the exception of the fencing and parts of the cottage is a little bit overdone on the burn marks on the back, but that can't be helped, it's part of the process. The instructions, especially on the cottage, is really clear, nicely done. I like that they've got a map on the back page, as well as individually lettered components, so pretty good, nice to help you when it comes to assembling. The inclusion of stuff like the notice board printings, as well as the footpath signs, really helps push the usefulness of these kits. I'm looking forward to seeing any company that does interior detailing kits, as I do like to add a little bit of extra detail, even if it can't be seen. I like to know it's there just to add a little bit of, realism to my buildings. But yeah, it's really nice kits. I can't fault them really. Looking forward to putting them together. Speaking of putting them together, let me know if you would like to see a video of the Workers Cottage on how I put that together. I would then try my best to do one. I'm planning also videos for the Pico kits in the near future when I actually get around to having my first stage of my layout built and ready to run. I'll get around to building and painting those up. But yeah, let me know in the comment section if you want to see any of these kits covered in a build guide. I mean, the gates and fences and the notice boards are pretty straightforward. The cottage would be a nice one to do though, I think, so I'll have a look at those in the near future. So yeah, prices then. So the cottage is $14.99, not too bad, nice kit. It's cheaper than the Pico station, which is between 14 and 20, I believe. The fencing was £7.99. The gates were, I think, £4.99, and the notice boards are £3.99. So with postage, I paid £35, I think it was, in total for all these kits. And yeah, I can't fault them on their service. So I placed the order Tuesday, it was dispatched Wednesday, and I received it Friday. So really good. If you do spend over £50, I do believe postage is free. I probably could have ordered a second set of the cottages, then I would have got the free postage, maybe some extra of the fencing. But I just wanted to pick up a few, see what they were like first before I dive too heavily into it. But I can definitely safely say now, having seen these kits, I would definitely pick these up again in the future. The worker cottages would be suitable. They are pretty similar to cottages that are around my local area anyway. So they would fit in quite nicely with the small country village with outlying farms. The fencing will be great, both as trackside and around fields and stuff. And yeah, the notice boards are good. Like I said, you can use them for the village notice boards. You can put them on stations if you so chose. They fit in quite nicely anywhere. I think they are in the 1/100 scale, just to make them a little less fiddly though, which is a lot better. It still works well for the scale. And yeah, they look fantastic. The actual printing is clear, but it's also to the point where you can't actually eligibly make out anything. But it's like a selection of little notices for events, walking groups, schedules, etc. Pretty cool little stuff that you would see in local villages. So yeah, solid kits. All in all, let's give them a rating out of 10. I would solidly say these are a fantastic 10 out of 10. Nicely done, nicely presented. Great that they have the actual wraparound options, helping to hide the wood kit underneath. I like that they give you very clear building guides. They give you extra tips on how to improve it through painting, etc. And yeah, they just look fantastic. They're really nice done kits. I can't say it enough. So if you are looking to pick up any of these, I will be putting a link, of course, in the video description down below. But it is scalemodelscenery.co.uk, and they pretty much cover every scale you can imagine. They have a lot more for OO and N, especially because they are older, more established scales. But I'm moving into the TT due to a lot of spacing issues. And yeah, I can definitely see myself getting more of these kits to add to my future model railway plans. So there we have it. A big thank you then to Carl and Tina, who packaged the kits and the parcel. They came in a nice brown envelope with a solid piece of backing card to help prevent any damages through postage. So yeah, really well packaged, I think, for that. And yeah, definitely, I think my next purchase might be a little bit over the £50 mark, so I can definitely get the free shipping. What will I be picking up in the future? Well, like I said, I'll pick up another set of the worker cottages, definitely more of the fencing, as I'll be using quite a lot of it, I reckon. Maybe some more of the gates, they'll be coming in handy for farmers' fields, etc. Don't know if I will be needing any more of the notice boards. I'll also be keeping an eye and waiting to see what other kits they bring over from their bigger scale ranges into the TT scale. There were quite a few nice little cottages, and I think there were some shops that I quite like the look of, but they weren't in the TT at the moment. If they do bring those over, definitely picking those up. But yeah, there we have it. If you have enjoyed this video, please do consider giving a little like, as it helps get this channel noticed a little bit more. You can also subscribe to the channel, which will help push the channel out as well. And also you can help the little algorithm by dropping a comment down below. Have you picked up any of these kits for yourself? If so, which ones and at what scale? Let me know in that comment section down below. And as usual, there'll be all the links in the video description. So thank you all for watching, and I will see you next time for another TT video. Thank you and goodbye.